this thing is going to change music. And it's not in the way that you think. It's not because of this actual physical product, but it's because of what Kanye is going to do and has been doing, and just the chess moves he's been making leading up to this point. We're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. So a lot of y'all know that Kanye just recently released his new album, Vultures 1. And shout out to Kanye. It's a collaborative album he did with Ty Dolla $ign. And he has been absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing the game. We're going to read this article by Billboard. They're talking about where his album has been ranked in the past couple weeks since it's been dropped, even with all the controversy that's gone on with how he's produced this music. So y'all check this out. Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vultures 1 spends the second week atop the Billboard 200. Can we give it up for Kanye, man? They just can't keep this man down. Crazy. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, and Ty Dolla $ign's collaborative album Vulture 1 spends a second week atop Billboard's 200 albums charts dated March 2nd, earning 75,000 equivalent album units in the second week in the US, down 50% according to Luminate. We're gonna have a video talk about Luminate at a later date. But anyway, Vultures 1 is Ye's first album to spend multiple weeks at number 1 since 2011's Watch the Throne with Jay-Z. Spent 2 weeks in charge. Spent 2 weeks in charge. In total, Ye's 11 number ones, 3 have spent multiple weeks at number 1. Vultures 1, Watch the Throne, and 2005's Late Registration. A lot of y'all know, all with 2 weeks atop the list. All right, so we're not going to read the whole article. It basically says that Ye's killing it. No surprise there. And y'all can see, if we look at the Billboard 200, he's still up there. He's still up there, man. At number 1. Last week it was number 1. How many weeks has he been at number 1? 2 weeks, and then it's been on the charts since 2 weeks. So since it came out, of course, Yeet just dropped as well with 2093. Shout out to Yeet. But Ye is absolutely killing it. Now, there was a lot of controversy with this album release due to a couple of different things, which are distributors, some samples that were used on the album, and possibly AI, which is kind of crazy. So let's look into this other article by Billboard that talks about what happened with Kanye West's music being removed from Apple Music and why it was removed. And then that's going to lead into us talking about some of the reasons and why Kanye is making a lot of the moves he's making, which it's just so interesting to watch this unfold. And we'll get into it here in a second. Anyway, Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vultures 1 album returns to top 2. We're going to get it here. Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vultures 1 album returns to Apple Music after brief removal. The album and its songs were previously wiped from the streamer as well as iTunes on Thursday, which is crazy. So we're gonna read this story real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all know what happened. Earlier on Thursday, February 15th, Billboard reported that the album's distribution company, FUGA, which a lot of y'all may be connected with, and you might not know that you're connected with it. So if you want to find out if you're with FGA, check your distributor. I know a lot of the popular DSPs go through FGA. A business-to-business tech and distribution platform for labels had plans to work with DSPs to take the project off streaming in its entirety. All right, so late last year, FGA was presented with the opportunity to release Vultures 1, FGA spokesperson said in a statement to Billboard. All right. Exercising our judgment in ordinary course of business, we declined to do so. So one of the reasons they declined to do so is because several of the songs on the album use samples that Kanye wasn't able to get cleared. And there was issues with the distributors not wanting to put the album out because the samples weren't cleared. They didn't want it to copyright issues, so they just decided to take it down. Anyway, we're going to get into that in a second. The spokesperson continued on Friday, February 9th. The longstanding FGA client delivered the album's Vultures 1s through the platform's automated process. So basically they use like a DistroKid and just put the album out there. Hey man, I can guarantee Kanye West does not know a no. I mean, he's just gonna do it. He wants to put his music out there, he's gonna put it out there. Anyway, the client delivered the album Vultures 1 through the platform's automated process, violating our service agreement because there was copyright infringement on the album, allegedly. Therefore, FUGA is actively working with its DSP partners and clients to remove Vultures 1 from our systems. All right, they didn't clarify whether the company would help facilitate a transfer to other distributors. Most likely not. All right, so anyway, after this whole thing went down, and I told you guys there were a couple reasons that the music was removed. A lot of it had to do with copyright infringement, and also allegedly they're saying that that Kanye used AI and possibly another artist or another writer to recreate some of the samples. So he spoke about it after this whole thing went down. We're going to listen and watch this video by Hip Hop DX, and shout out to Hip Hop DX because he actually had some comments talking about what was going on with streaming platforms, why he wasn't happy with streaming platforms, and he's just using this all to build up to a bigger purpose. But we're going to cover that in a second. Y'all check it out.
This speaks out after Vultures 1 gets taken off streaming. Hey, what's up? I'm A-Dub, and check this out. So since its release on February 10th, Vultures 1 has encountered a number of issues with the track Good Don't Die being removed from Spotify.
Oh, hold on a second. I got to run this back for y'all because I had it on 1.25 speed. My bad, y'all.
So Kanye West speaks out after Vultures 1 gets taken off streaming. Hey, what's up? I'm A-Dub, and check this out. So since its release on February 10th, Vultures 1 has encountered a number of issues with the track Good Don't Die being removed from Spotify. The entire album was also temporarily removed from Apple Music on Thursday, February 15th after a complaint was raised by its distributor. Vultures 1 was initially distributed by FUGA, but the company then said in a statement to Billboard that a long-standing FUGA client delivered the album Vultures 1 through the platform's automated processes, violating our service agreement.
Yeah, and at the time of this video, a lot of the information wasn't known why they removed the music, but now we know that it was because a lot of the copyright issues that were going on.
The album was then pulled from streaming before a new distribution agreement was reached with label Engine, who had also managed the release of the singles Vultures and Talking Once Again. After the drama, West posted a message on Instagram to his followers saying, with all the DSPs taking the album down, go to Yeezy.com to buy the album.
This is brilliant, man. Y'all don't sleep. Shout out to Kanye. Don't sleep on this. Do not sleep on that point. Because this is huge. Kanye West said with all the DSPs taking the album down, go to Yeezy.com to buy the album. This is so big. I know a lot of, and shout out to Curtis King, a lot of artists are moving towards direct to consumer just because of underpayment from Spotify and other streaming platforms, from difficult of use with DSPs to just issues of their music being taken down and removed for no reason by these platforms. But man, Kanye West has been at the forefront of this independent movement for a long time now, and you'll be able to see shortly why he's been making all these chess moves, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I believe that he's already 10 steps ahead of what's happening here, which makes sense of why a lot of the powers that be are trying to cancel him for so long too. But anyway, check it out.
With all the DSPs taking the album down, go to Yeezy.com to buy the album. Good Don't Die was removed from streaming services on Wednesday, February 14th, after the estate of Donna Summer accused Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign of sampling the late singer's 1977 disco hit I Feel Love without permission.
Yeah,
Summer's
I Feel Love was the one.
on Instagram shortly after Vultures 1 dropped. Kanye West asked permission to use Donna Summer's song I Feel Love, but
and they said nope.
He changed the words, had someone re-sing it, or use AI, but it's I Feel Love, copyright infringement. It is not known whether Kanye used the sample without permission, employed artificial intelligence, or hired another artist to sing the part, as he did with All Falls Down from the College Dropout.
Ooh, they said he's using AI. Man, I'm telling y'all, it's about to get ugly. And it's interesting. I think Kanye is the perfect person to lead the charge on this movement, but Let's keep it going.
That song initially sampled Lauryn Hill's Mystery of Inequity, but Ye could not get clearance to use the track on the album. He instead hired Selena Johnson to re-sing the portion of the song he wanted to sample.
Shout out to
Vultures One
Selena.
also fell into sample clearance issues over its use of Black Sabbath's Iron Man on Carnival. West was denied use of the sample by the band, with lead singer Ozzy Osbourne issuing a public statement saying he wanted no association with the rapper over his anti-Semitic comments. The Chicago native ultimately swapped out the original sample for a section of his My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy song Hell of a Life, which was already cleared to sample Iron Man. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay up to date on all of our new videos. All
right, shout out to Hip Hop DX for that video. So yeah, there were a couple other instances too on the album. I think Backstreet Boys, he sampled a Backstreet Boys song on that too. So a lot of people, they didn't want to be associated with the album, like Ozzy Osbourne said, because of his anti-Semitic comments. I don't know, y'all have to let me know how you feel about that in the chat. People are still bringing that up. I don't know if we moved past it yet, but in my opinion, and you can really look at the facts of what Ye's been doing. All of this controversy that Ye's been going through has been his pushing towards a bigger issue, which is ownership. And a lot of artists, again, I mentioned my guy Curtis King, are pushing so much towards having complete and full ownership, not going through a third party, whether that be distributors or using a third party platform, whether that be like a Spotify, and just having full control of your music, which I think is dope. So I mentioned this earlier, and a lot of y'all may not know what this is. We're going to get into it in a second, but this is a sample mixer and also a music listening device that was dropped and produced by Kanye. And a lot of y'all may remember when Donda 2 came out, that's when a lot of people really started to become aware of this stem player, what it was capable of doing, how you could use it, because Donda 2 was dropped on the stem player itself, which I'm going to remind you guys and do a little bit of a history lesson and talk about here in a second. So back when Donda 2 dropped, Kanye did something that was brilliant. And this was back in, I want to say 2021, I believe. I have to look it up. But anyway, we're going to read this article by Hypebeast. It talks a little bit about what he did during the release and the creation of Donda, and how he pushed a lot of his fans and a lot of his followers to becoming more direct to consumer and not relying so much on streaming platforms, which is something that you can see he saw coming, which was amazing. Anyway, this is how you listen to Kanye West Donda 2. Songs available now include Pablo, Broken Road, Security, and We Did It, Kid. Shortly after the Experience performance at the Lone Depot Park Stadium in Miami, Florida, parts of Kanye West's Donda 2 album are now available for listening. As expected, Ye's 11th album, which we just talked about earlier, which went #1, Ye's 11th studio album is exclusively available on his stem player, which is this. And that's how I listened to the album, which is crazy to think about. Developed by Yeezy Tech and Kano Computing, those that purchased a $200 audio device can now download the tracks Pablo, Broken Road, Security, and We Did It, Kid. The stem player allows users to manipulate the vocals, drums, bass, and music for a unique interactive experience with music. You can actually plug this into your computer and it's going to take you to the stem player website, and that's where you could actually download, listen to, upload your own music. And this is what the website looks like now. The stem player now, it looks like it's pretty much sold out. They have a couple of options available. Actually, I think they only have one option available. Let me see. Now, I don't want to play that music, but this goes through and explains what the stem player is and why it's important to everything that's been going on with Kanye and his music being taken down from streaming platforms. So you can add any song, control vocal, drums, bass, instrumentals, isolate parts, add effects. And when this first came out, people were like, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't know why anybody would want to use this or why anybody would buy it, but I guess it's a cool thing for producers. You can real-time loop speed control, tactile effects, which is dope. It actually vibrates, and you can feel you can actually feel what you're doing when you're changing the controls. It's got Bluetooth. You can generate any song into a stem. It's soft, yeah, which is dope. All right, so all of these are sold out. They do have one available if y'all want to buy one. If you're a collector, I definitely recommend you go ahead and grab this Ghostface stem. But the cool thing about this is, as we saw in the article before, is that you were able to get access direct to consumer to Kanye's full album, along with a lot of other music, just by having this stem player. And this stem player, I'm not going to say it's evergreen, meaning that you're going to be able to use it forever, but because a lot of Kanye's music is available through the stem player, I mean, it's just, there's unlimited possibilities for what you can do with this. And I'm actually going to talk to you guys about that in a second. But if I go to log in, you can kind of see here some of the latest music that was released on the stem player exclusively. You can see Jay Dilla's got stems on here. You've got a couple other artists, and then this is where you would go to connect and upload your music, which is dope. But if you go back, you can see that Kanye does have stem music available for $10 a month, man. He's already been thinking ahead. And this was 2-3, I mean, we don't know, half a decade ago. He's already been working on this and already moving forward with creating a way for artists to get there, or for artists too, and for Kanye to get his music directly to his fans, which is crazy. So for $10 a month, you get hundreds of hours of exclusive content on stem music. You can add your stems to your devices, generate unlimited stems for your songs, just for $10 a month. And y'all can see a lot of the stuff that's available too. You can solo every detail, highest quality stem generation, exclusive music from artists. So just think, and this is like, again, this is a big stretch, but just think if Taylor Swift partnered with Ye, which would be, again, another brilliant move, partnered with Ye and made her music exclusively available on stems. I mean, this would change music. And that's just, and again, it doesn't have to be Taylor Swift. It could be other artists. It could be a Jay-Z putting his older albums on here. I mean, there's just so many options available. And I'm sure Ye, he's already got this planned out. But I think a lot of people are missing it when it comes to the Kanye conversation and why he's making a lot of the moves he's making. It's not only because he has the ability to do that. I know someone was saying in the chat, because he has the resources to be able to take somewhat of a loss if things work out. But at this point for Kanye, there's really no loss, because say the distributors take his music down. What does he say? He sends out a tweet, or he does a Super Bowl commercial, and he's like, hey y'all, you can find my music at Yeezy.com. Or they take down his music. It's like, hey, the distributors, they don't like us. Go get my new stem player. I'm gonna make it available for 50% off. I mean, this man is so far ahead in the future. It's crazy to see. And I think Kanye is gonna go down as one of the most entrepreneurial artists in the game. I mean, this guy is just, he's thinking of everything. And a lot of it, to me, listening to him talk and understanding his music and what he's done as an artist, is really just from him staying true to his core and just wanting to be able to make great music and make it easily accessible. So also on a bonus note, I want to tell y'all about one more thing with Kanye's stem player. He's actually coming out with the Stem 3. It's not available yet, but you can reserve it. And again, this is going to be one of those things that I think people are going to say, oh, okay, yeah, this is cool. You know, who's really going to use it and who wants it? But Kanye is still thinking so much further ahead. I can only see the potential of this getting bigger. So this is the Stem 3. All right, y'all check this out. I don't know that anybody's talked about this. I haven't been able to find anything on it. I use the stem player on a regular basis just because I enjoy it, and I like listening to music on it. But this is the Stem 3 that's coming out soon. Check this out, y'all. It's got a projector. It's got a projector on it, so you can watch movies on this thing. You can reserve it for $600. I may or may not have reserved this. I'm not gonna. Maybe one or two. I'm not gonna speak on it. Either way, bright, portable, immersive. Man, you can reserve it for $600. Summon a cinema anywhere. Projects at the touch of a button. Plays movies, STEM, music, and art from the palm of your hand. Portable and instant projection. Curated movies included. Remix and customized videos. Y'all see this, man? Who's doing this? Who is doing this? This is crazy. And I can't believe that nobody's talking. I won't say nobody, but I can't believe people aren't talking about this, especially after the huge success Ye had with making almost $20 million just from that Super Bowl ad, with the success he had with the STEM player, with the success he's continued to have over his entire career. It's crazy. So you got a projector on this, you got the touch ring, high definition. Y'all can look at all that stuff later. And you can find all this at stemplayer.com, by the way. Not sponsored, but yay, we're gonna make it happen one day. Like nothing you've seen or felt before. Soft to the touch, tactile, glowing, and haptic. Run your finger across the touch light ring to browse movies or music. Instinctive, distraction-free interface. This is amazing. You have you can channel surf on here. You can watch and create. You can mix movies, which is absolutely crazy. And of course, as it says, shines from many angles. Here are the features, just to go over these real quick, and then we'll get back into it. Palm size projector, sensory touch controls, over 10,000 hours of movies. Of course, you can play music on it. You can use AirPlay and Chromecast. Again, crazy. You got nice speakers. Galaxy view. This is the big one too. No ads or algorithms. Huge, y'all. Huge. Online movie storage, Wi-Fi, and then of course you can have some additional storage as well. This is amazing, man. And it's so dope to see an artist like Ye not only doing this for himself, but really leading the way and showing and shining a new light on what independence looks like. So again, I see some of y'all were saying in the chat, and a lot of y'all will probably be saying it in the comments too. It's just that, he at this point, he can't lose, and we need to protect him at all costs, because he's really showing the way that you can truly be independent, how you can get your music to your artists, whether that's using streaming platforms like Spotify or creating your own systems, which I think is the end goal, to where you can direct people and get your music to your fans directly. All right. But man, shout out to Ye. I'm going to be interested to see how this goes moving forward. And once the STEM 3 comes out, we'll have to do a review on it. Maybe they'll send me one too. I'll have to hit them up and see if they can send one over.